Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene set in Living World of Darkness, rated across New York. That one game where you turn into a werewolf and eat apart everything in front of you. On this episode of not eating everything, because that's bad, we have the two resident Adrians of the Sept. A position that's gotten somewhat less prominent with the very, very large conclave of elders, which have decided to stay on this sept. Jacob has invited Saoirse out for tea, for lack of better phrasing.
Hey, she likes tea. Fine. She's Irish. She likes tea.
Who doesn't like tea, really? I mean,
Right.
he's invited her out for tea. Probably he's gotten the tea already. He's having on sept. There's not really any facilities on sept. So really, he just makes the tea himself and brings it to sept, where it can be properly appreciated by the unrefined savages which make up most of the Bone Aura tribe. I mean, they're wonderful. But yeah, he's invited her out to tea on sept. Probably in like a French side table. In the sept, in the veil protected areas. There's at least one bench here where one can kind of have snacks or lunch on. He's met up with Truth Catcher there before. It's like the one place where they have all their little council meetings. It's kind of weird, really. But yeah, that's where he's hanging out, and he's kind of just making sure the tea is nice and hot because it's in the middle of the park. Don't want it to get cold before the person to drink it even shows up.
So yeah, she shows up and sits down. She'll smile to Jacob. It's not more of a polite smile, and it doesn't. Jacob gets the feeling that it doesn't really have anything to do with him necessarily. It's just her overall demeanor right now is just like not the happiest.
Yeah, she looks fairly down, as it were. She looks like a little bit down in the dumps, a little bit sad or depressed, or
Yeah, she looks a bit rough. Like her better days are a bit far in the past right now. But she's not far gone. Like there's chances for her to come back. But right now she's she looks a bit done with life. She'll sit with her tea.
hey there, Saoirse. How you doing? Jacob regards her fairly casually.
Hello, Jacob. How are you today?
Pretty good, busy, a little bit pressured. There's an inspection coming up, police station. Probably gonna have to drag in a glass walker to help me sort that out. Clean my dirty laundry. Nah, busy, but making progress.
She nods. That's good. I have been, well, the latest thing I've been busy with is trying to keep the kinfolk that I've been training uh, calm. They're not very happy with the orders.
I can see why. To many, I guess it would be as if all their work on preparing themselves and had gone to waste in a way.
I'm making sure that that's not a waste. I've given them little things to do that make them feel important, like they're helping. It doesn't interfere, she like air quotes, interfere with the guardian's duties.
Mm.
What's the best workaround I can give them right now?
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways it's their intent is well placed, but I'm not sure it's the wisest course of action for them to take to join the Guardian Corps.
Well, I know that training them to be better at combat and the like, it wasn't necessarily the intention for them to be full guardians, but to be able to defend themselves when the time came and they were sorry, I had to sneeze.
That's fine.
Didn't want to sneeze into the microphone. But for like it wasn't the intention to make them full guardians, but for them to be able to defend themselves when the time came. And if we needed more help than what the guardians could provide in an attack, then we could call upon them and they would be trained and ready to go. I think that might have been a little bit of a miscommunication there.
Yeah, it makes sense for kinfolk to be able to defend themselves. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. I think if people were trying to leave their kinfolk vulnerable, they'd be asking a lot of questions. But
Right, but there are still the fact of the matter is that we're not going to be able to protect our kinfolk 24/7. We have other things that we have to do. So, of course, we're not going to intentionally leave them vulnerable, but there are times that they're going to be. So, training them to defend themselves leaves not only their minds, but our minds a little bit more at ease in order for, for us to be able to carry out our duties a little bit better with not having to worry so much about what's going to happen to our kin if we're attacked, if they're attacked.
mm,
But I think I might want to talk to the leader of the council to make sure that we're on the same page with that stuff. Because I am the appointed combat trainer for the kinfolk.
mm. Makes sense. I generally feel that kinfolk are in their element when they're doing what Garu are bad at, to be honest.
I I agree with that too, which is why I sent a bunch of them on shall air quote a mission to kind of keep their ears to the ground in the city because they can move around the city a lot more easily than we can. So, and then report to us any threats that they, because of my training, they know what to look for. They know what to pick out in conversations. And if they hear of anything or see anything suspicious, then they come report it to us and we can then properly investigate.
Yeah, skilled kinfolk can have their hand in basically every industry imaginable,
She
particularly New
nods.
York.
Indeed, they can.
Kind of growing worried for my own. My name's getting thrown around a lot in unsavory circles, and it's making me nervous.
Furrows her brow. What kind of circles?
Wormish ones.
Ouch.
I'd hoped that I could keep my head down for just a little bit longer. That they wouldn't have figured me out. I can't imagine. I'm trying to figure out where I gave myself away, or if they just... Because I was hoping that they'd mistake me as a police captain for a kinfolk. I guess it's possible someone mentioned my name on a mission verbally, and they figured it out that way.
That's possible.
I don't recall myself giving my homid form, revealing my homid form in front of any Wormish entities.
Or you've got a mole.
Or we've got one of those.
Which, she rolls her eyes, wouldn't be the first time.
No. Have to be careful. But we'll see. Right now I have to deal with these spirals and WD and Attica and my god. So many different fucking wicks. So many different wicks, it's unreal.
What do you need my help with? I'd be willing to help you, of course.
Well, I'm going to be leaving the country briefly to get more information on how to deal with these spirals. When I get back, I should only be like a couple days, 3 days maximum. Unless you're going to be paying a visit to a sept in Eastern Europe, and then I'm going to be coming back over. I'll be launching an attack on WD after that. I want to see if we can make it a simultaneous attack on WD and Attica. I don't want to stretch this too thin and go after Blackwatch, though. One, because Blackwatch's corporate security are going to be much more well-armed than the other two companies we're going to be going after. And the other issue being that is that we're going to be spreading ourselves a bit thin if we're attacking 3 places at once. 2, I think we can do. 3 is a bit much. Blackwatch are going to be prepared for us either way. Attica and WD, not so much, but definitely Blackwatch.
So if we attack Attica and WD first, then we can have all hands on deck for Blackwatch.
That's the intention, at least. I think we're going to need Blackwatch. Blackwatch aren't the ones, to my knowledge, responsible for our shifting problems. That's WD and Attica.
And honestly, that's the top priority. We need to be able to shift normally again.
Blackwatch is just their muscle, which means the higher risk but lower reward. So we don't really want to hit them immediately. We want to take our time. And we don't even know where they are right now, to be honest. I did make my HAL and did lay it down as a task for the shoot to thrill pack, so we'll see what they come up with. I'm going to be pretty mad, though, if they don't come up with anything. They've been doing good work so far, though, so I'm confident they'll figure out where they live. If me and Sam can figure out where WD is, then we can probably handle it by herself. But with like 2 Ragabash helping her, I don't think it's really going to be an issue.
She nods.
So yeah, we got those guys. We've got all those bloody wicks, and we got the spirals. Spirals I'm probably going to have to go after last, just because it seems like they're going to be the toughest nut to crack, as it were. Got
spirals are unfortunately always going to be a threat. They're like cockroaches. You kill a few and then they come back doubled in numbers.
Well, this particular group is apparently much more dangerous than the other ones I've encountered.
Oh.
I I received some divinations through a gift I used and from other spirits that direct confrontation in this instance would be self-destructive in the extreme. So I'm trying to figure out a weakness that I can use. Amora has several other friends that Simon's brother had, as well, Simon's brother is one of them. I've learned about more. I know some of the bare basics of all of them, apart from one. One remains hidden from the sight of even the spirits I contacted, and this was a Chimera spirit. That one I'm concerned about. If only the fact that they're able to hide themselves so effectively showcases a fair degree of power or intelligence that the other ones do not have. And considering that all of them are considered very dangerous, leads me to believe that we're probably dealing with at least an Afro spiral, probably worse.
Mm.
I mean, I've killed Afro spirals before, but I think it'd be fair to assume that this one is a different cut from the rest.
Well, I'll definitely make sure that I'm there for that strike. I have a fetish that is useful for that. It causes enemies to have an easier time to frenzy on each other.
Useful. Indirect
Um,
confrontation would be to our benefit in this situation.
and uh, and I also just learned razor clothes. So.
Interesting. But smart.
She gives a bit of a smile. Like, even though I'm quiet, doesn't mean I'm not being productive.
I'm probably gonna go out of my way to learn some unconventional gifts at some point. Probably spirit speech and that gift that allows you to allows our runes to react particularly quickly. Had kind of it was a phrase rather than a name. Enter the Fray, I think it was called. At least that's what they called it. That one seems particularly helpful, considering that I always seem a bit slow for mark in combat. I guess I'm a bit too used to taking hits and not caring about it. Can't really take that same attitude anymore.
I think you're talking about Spirit of the Fray.
Spirit of Fray, that's right.
It's very useful. It was a benefit of Hummingbird when I had Hummingbird.
Yeah, probably
I actually quite miss that totem.
Can see why. I'm thinking about starting up another pack soon. Gonna have to consider what totem to go after. I wonder if that's a bit rude to say about spirits, to go after them.
Well,
it sounds like I'm forcibly recruiting them in a way.
Well, I mean, it's a they scratch our back, we scratch theirs type deal, because it's like, you know, We need a totem to bind us together as a pack and have certain things. So we serve them by doing things that they ask us to. So it is like more of a, it is sort of a recruitment slash audition for being able to serve a totem.
Yeah. You say that there is actually a rite of my particular auspice that allows packs to be bound to each other without actually having a totem.
Okay, well that could be useful for missions.
I mean, it's a packs created by that rite are pretty temporary, so it's kind of like a how to say a fallback option for when things need to happen immediately and we don't really have any packs around. So we just grab a bunch of cleaves, give them this right, and they're a pack now, and they get certain benefits by being bound to each other in such a way. But it doesn't last. Really, the right I'm trying to learn right now is the open sky, but you can see why it can take years to learn these rights. I haven't had much luck with it. I remember when Katori and Mother Larissa performed that rite to get rid of the Blood River. Not an easy thing to pull off.
She nods.
But it would be a very powerful rite to have, particularly since where WD is located, they're in a state park, and they're tainting it. So, kind of a mass cleansing rite like that would be really helpful. Don't think I'm going to be able to learn it by the time we hit it though. But yeah, everything is kind of on fire, but that is not new to any of us. Need a refill?
She looks at her cup. Please.
We'll have some new tea. It's lovely. It's great. You can never get tea wrong, so it tastes great. It's arbitrary is the arbitrary host for the scene. That's what I declare. The tea is great.
The tea is great. That's what you should name the scene when we're done. The tea is great.
Yes. Just one upside to hosting a scene, I guess. I get to dictate whether the cuisine is any good. But yeah, he refills her tea.
She thinks if there's anything else that she needs to. Oh, I managed to take a look at the book that you all brought back. I couldn't go much into it without shakes her head. But there's some stuff in there that might be beneficial for us to take it to somebody who knows more about what they're looking at.
But you had a look at it? Did you break into my precinct? Jacob suddenly stops sipping his tea and looks very sus.
No, I didn't break in. I got add a character. It was made available before. It seemed like it was made available anyway. The ST let her look at it. So,
how long was this ago? Was this like way before I did the thing?
When did you do the thing?
I did the thing like a few days ago. I think we got the
Yeah,
book a few days ago.
this was a week ago.
Hmm. Fair.
Yeah, so she'll say, "No, I got a look at it before you took it."
You snuck into the hellhole? Jesus.
Uh, it was last
I,
Friday. It was right after you guys brought the book back, but before it left the Sept. So, or
that's the
before it
thing.
left.
I blame the STs.
Okay. Well, you know what? We're just gonna say that she somehow managed to
Some,
get a look at it before it got locked up.
well, yeah, we'll
So
just say bullshit. I don't know. The most
it's
canon explanation, in my opinion, she snuck into the hellhole. There's probably an easier solution, to be honest.
she's been in that hellhole before. It's feasible.
She's probably better at sneaking than all of the people I took with me anyway, so I'll roll with it. Because
She does
Jacob
have a
literally
lot of
took it
dice.
to the
She does have
bastard.
a lot of she does have a lot of stealth dice, and she has Nightshade Talons.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's the explanation enough for me. Jacob literally took it to the Bastet, found out that the Bastet wasn't there, then immediately took it to his police precinct and locked it up. He never actually brought it back
no.
to the Sept.
Well, okay then. Well, okay.
That's
Well,
why I
you know
blame the
what?
STs.
Let's just blame the STs and
We can yell at them later. I'll
we
yell at
yeah,
Holocron.
but she'll still, whatever. It's in her knowledge bank that she
She knows the thing.
managed to get a look at it, and she is mentioning to Jacob that it would probably be beneficial for us to take somebody who knows what they're looking at. Because we could probably get some insight into some other problems if we know more about what's in the book.
Hmm. Did anything happen when you tried to read it? Because I remember when I picked that thing up, it tried to twist my mind.
Um, hang on 1 second. Let me go back. It didn't try to twist my mind, so to speak, but it wasn't the most comfortable thing to. I didn't look at it for long.
Hmm. Personally, I think we should just hand it over to the Bastet. That's the promise that was made many months ago. I trust them with it. If we want to have a look at it before we hand it over, we can, so long as the safeguards are in place for anyone to look at it, because it tried to twist my mind as soon as I picked it up. So I mean, I'm glad you read it and didn't have anything happen to you. But I'm extremely wary about it.
Uh, um, gossip thread. Yeah, 6 days ago it was posted. Today's topic is what should be done with the book. Elder Council is silent. It seems everyone feels different things about the book that contains wormish secrets. And I immediately messaged Jamin Chan and was like, I have curiosity to learn more. Let me look at
okay.
it.
I'm not sure. Really should have messaged me about that then, because that book is in a fucking police precinct.
Okay.
That is
So
okay,
yeah, player.
it's not a problem for now. Like it's just a
No,
miscommunication.
we'll
So
just it's some whatever. But yeah, so Saoirse will look at Jacob and she'll say, if we let if we do let the Bastet have it, they have ways to know what's in it, don't they?
I don't know all that much about the Bastet, to be honest.
I say that we have a meeting with them and see if an arrangement can be made for either us to figure out more about the book before we hand it over, or for them to tell us more about what's in it. Because the information in there could be very beneficial to us in our fight against the worm in general.
And that's what I argued Sam should do when we came back from the hellhole. Sam wanted to hold on to the book and see what was inside it, use the knowledge, as it were. But I want him away from it, mainly because my mind was under enough pressure as it was at that point in time. We'd all just gotten out of a hellhole. Some of us have suffered significant and, well, permanent wounds. Just after a mission was not the time to be discussing that, and I just had to put my foot down and say, look, we're handing it to the Bastet. Oh, the Bastet's not here. I'm going to put it in my fucking police precinct under lock and key until we figure out what we're going to do with it. I'm a bit concerned, though, how the worm taint is spreading throughout my precincts. I got to be careful about that.
Was it not able to be cleansed?
Nobody's tried yet.
She'll nod.
It's possible. I don't think anyone has tried is because if we did and we were successful, the book would probably just dissolve.
Yeah, we can't. If we want to know, I definitely would like to know more about what's in it, so we don't want to risk it being lost forever. So,
if I know that the tribes that specialize in this sort of thing are the Shadowlords and the Uktena. And I wouldn't mind the book. I wouldn't mind the book having information retrieved from the book, but if it is to happen, I would want it to be done quickly. I'd want it to be done safely, and then I want the book gone to the Bastet, because that was the deal that was made. If nothing else, I will be expecting whoever is making the decision on this, whoever they happen to be, I will be expecting that deal to be upheld, because that was a promise that was made, and I don't buy people who have given their lives for the nation, and I'm not going to allow that to be disrespected.
well, I definitely want to hold up our end of the bargain because we can't afford ill relations between us and the Bastet. But so I think probably taking it to an higher ranking Uktena Theurge would probably be our best bet.
I'm probably going to ask the Elder Council to simply come to a decision, to be honest. Because...
I mean, if you want, I can go talk to the Elder Council.
Oh, we can both do it if you want. I mean, actually, to be honest, if we both did it, would be lending the weight of two Adrians, so it'd be worth more, I think. I mean, I know where several people stand. I know Sam wants to hold on to it. At least, I don't think he intends to betray the Bastet, the promise made to the Bastet, but I definitely think I know he wants to read the book first.
So, I know I spoke a bit with Sam before, and I know that he and I both share the same type of like photographic memory. So if both of us read the book and it's Uh, so if both of us have a chance to, like, what I did get to read, of course, is stored in my memory, but if we both then are able to read it in its entirety, then both of us have, and shall air quote, a copy of it. And having it among more than one of us is definitely, there's both a risk and a benefit. So it's kind of like does the weight thing with our hands, like,
Hmm. As I said, I don't really mind if people want to have a look at the book, so long as they do it quickly and safely, and they arrange for those safeguards to be in place. Because the sooner we can resolve that issue, the better. The only thing I wouldn't accept regarding the book would be if it were to if the promise made to the Bastet were to be ignored. In which case, sorry guys, I have the book and that's what I'm doing. I'm the one who got that book back. I'm the one currently holding it. I'm the one currently risking the safety of my own officers to hold that book safely. So I'm damn well going to decide what happens to it with the Bastet. People want to have a look at it before that, that's fine. So yeah, and yeah, I think it might be wise, as he said, for us to go up to the council and, if nothing else, find out where everyone stands, but probably try and force a decision on the issue because I don't want to say I want to tick this off my checklist, but I want to tick this off my checklist, and we've got more important things to be doing right now rather than arguing what we should be doing over this book.
well, of course, but I just wanted to bring it up while we were on the subject.
Oh yeah,
we
no,
we
I'm not
really need
referring
to
to us.
take care of the more immediate threats first, but
Yeah. No, I'm going to be taking a short leave of absence of this holiday to Europe, so who knows? Maybe I'll run into Eric there. He's probably up. Actually, yeah, no, the Fenrir do have quite a lot of seps in Germany. I'll actually find him there. Who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky. Gonna be a tough meeting though. I have to meet the mother of Simon and fucking Vincent. They're gonna have to go out and walk up to her, say, "Oh yeah, I just came to visit to figure out how I could kill your traitor son. Oh, by the way, your other son died abandoning my pack." Not exactly great circumstances for a meeting. But not much I can really do about that.
she'll nod.
You got any pack prospects?
All right, now I haven't really been looking, to be honest. I've been giving myself some time, but it's been almost a couple months now, so I should probably start getting to know some of the newer people that are here and
Well, I mean, there's only one pack right now. It's active. It's Shoot to Thrill.
I And I know they probably need a Galliard, but I don't think that that pack would be right for me.
Mm. Yeah, and everyone has to be on the same page. So if you kind of got a clash of personalities or ideology or something, it's probably just best not to join that particular pack, I suppose, or whatever pack you clash with, I guess. Can't really say much about Shoot to Thrill. They haven't really been around long enough. As individuals, they've been doing good work. Not sure as a pack. That's the weird thing. I can tap them as individuals. Bailey helped me get the book back from the Hellhole. Cammy was the one getting into Attica and all that before she kind of, I don't know, she kind of went dark. And so was Nini. Nini's gone a bit dark recently. So I guess as individuals, I haven't really got a problem with them. Like, at worst, I don't have a problem with them. At best, I respect them for their accomplishments. As packed, I haven't really seen them do much as a unit. So I guess we'll see how they develop as time goes on. But they certainly have potential. And they're certainly a pack at home in a set like this. I myself am probably looking for something a bit different, though. I'm not sure if you notice about me, Saoirse, but I like to do things by the book.
No. Shakes her head. I know you do, and honestly, I appreciate that about you at times because not a lot of things get done by the book so much anymore. So
I've had to learn the hard way that I can't always do things in the way that I consider to be justified or morally right, but I still feel a lot of the time we can do better for ourselves. I mean, I feel like this thing of the bone gnawer is in fucking jail is a perfect example of that. I could go out of my way to get them moved, but that's opening me up to some nasty surprises down the line. And problem is, if I try and learn about what they're dealing with, then I'm burning time because I know they're scheduled for a psychiatric evaluation, which could go very wrong. Particularly if they have enough rage. Now, I could try and invest all my resources into getting them moved and learning about the situation, but then I'm still vulnerable to the nasty surprise that I now know about. And in addition, I've got a police inspection and that might screw me over. Like, I need a...
what do you need?
I don't know. It's one of those times where this is something that... I mean, this is something that's damn near just straight up made for me. But I have to be very careful in how I go about things. Because if I invest all of my time and resources into getting these bone gnawers moved to a safe location out of that fucking jurisdiction, I'm not going to be able to respond to other incidences that involve the police. Because all that.
Is it just temporary that we need to move them?
Yeah, I guess think of it like political capital. It's like it's an intangible thing, but you only have so much of it. I'm basically burning through all of that political capital to get these people moved and learn about the situation. Because I'm kind of acting outside my jurisdiction.
Well, I have the resources at least to figure out some sort of housing for them to move them to temporarily for probably a month or two.
The thing is, I could probably. The issue is getting like the authority for all of this stuff. I mean, we could just perform a prison break, but that's kind of a mess in and of itself. Like that's the very loud option, and to me, running through.
We give them all nightshade, and they just walk out quietly.
Maybe. I mean, if someone has friends with criminal elements, they probably could smuggle it to them in jail, to be honest. But
I don't have that, unfortunately.
Because that would be a fairly clever way of getting them out, if we could do that. Right now, I just want to move them and see how I can influence the process. Because if I learn about the situation, then I know how to appropriately react to it. Because if I get them moved and they still get deemed criminally insane, then it doesn't matter where I put them, they're still fucked. Funnily enough, Robin does actually practice psychology. She just needs the qualification to actually deal in this sort of thing. But I can't push that forward either because, I mean, the police, despite often their, our, should I say, considering I am one, lack of nuance, we are very good bookkeepers. And that would be flagrant nepotism on my part to push her forward. Be pretty big cause for scandal considering my entire theme as a captain right now is anti-corruption, so engaging in stuff like that isn't really something I can do without ruining my fucking image, just literally throwing it down the sewer drain. It's kind of weird. I have a tool, but I have to be so precise with it sometimes, it's frustrating. But I guess if I was looking for a sledgehammer, I'd be a criminal. Far easier to point and shoot when you don't have to care about the law.
Indeed.
But yep. To be honest, this wouldn't even be a problem if they weren't dealing with that shifting problem.
That needs to be like the top thing that we deal with for like the immediate future.
When they're not taking our advice and still drinking tap water?
Probably not all of them.
Yeah, I did have several Stoner Scorns ready for when they get back, because they absolutely did breach the veil by being fucking morons.
But even so, it's still something that we just really need to take care of because
Yeah.
that way it's just an issue that it's just something that's not weighing on the back of our minds and we can move forward and deal with other things and not have to worry about stupid fucks drinking the tap water and not being able to shift.
Yeah, we've really allowed these situations to kind of spiral out of control. And we've got so much to do and not much time to do it in.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been this bad
Well,
since the hellhole started growing out of control.
but I will be as helpful and proactive as I can. Just let me know what I need to do, and I'll do it.
I'll definitely keep you in the loop, and if there's anything you can help with, I'll as you request, I shall let you know.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be a journey, but I got the book, so that's at least one thing done. Oh god, I only got Yargo and the bloody hunters. Jesus Christ. But I think Blackwatch knows about the hunters. Because the hunters are, what are the hunters, right? The hunters are literally super soldiers. Blackwatch will have investments in them.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I heard a little bit about it, but I wasn't exactly sure what all that entailed.
I fought those hunters. They're not as strong as they appear to be.
Okay.
I mean, they do self-destruct, but
Oh, well, that's okay.
it's
You'll
like,
nod.
yeah, there's some sort of mechanically augmented Fomori. It's strange. I haven't heard about those crab people in ages, though. But yeah. Other than that, what have you been doing in your spare time? I know things haven't been exactly looking up for you lately. Just want to see if you're okay.
I, when I'm not uh, training kinfolk and rolling, I have been home with my dog. I have a huge dog that I inherited after
Hey,
my wife died. He's a sweetheart.
love to meet
But
him sometime. Normally, I wouldn't say that, but I recently learned how to get dogs and cats to not hate me.
Tandy, I did that when Alexis wanted to get the dog. I was like, okay, I guess this needs to be a thing now. So and he's his spirits are picking up again. He was depressed for a while after she died, of course, but having his comfort has helped me not slip any further than what I have been.
What's his name?
Fuck, I don't remember out of character. She'll say it, and I'll ask Vinny later and get it to you. I don't remember what it is.
God damn it! I bet it's gonna be called Sumo or something. Hey, Detroit reference. Yeah, Jacob responds to it, so that's cool. He would have a comment for the name, but we'll skip by that. a joke is made, people laugh or cringe. Probably cringe.
Yeah.
It's Jacob. He's not funny. His sense of humor is just garbage. It's not even bad. It's just depressing. uh, but yeah, that's cool. Well, I'll see if I can drop by sometime. Hanging out.
That would be nice. Then I can make you tea.
Yeah, actually, I did this. I know it's a little bit odd. I mean, it's odd now because I'm asking it very spontaneously. I was just gonna ask you if you want to play a game.
Kind of game.
Oh, just a game of chess.
Sorry, what did you say?
Game of chess.
Oh, chess. I haven't played chess in quite a while. Or not. I can play a game of chess.
Cool. What side do you want to be? White or black? He actually like. I should have mentioned this earlier. He does actually have a kind of like a portable chess set with him. Well, I say
That's
portable.
cool.
It's like a foldable board.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I've seen them.
All the pieces are in it. Um, like it is fairly overt because it just like rattle because of all the pieces. But I should have mentioned that earlier. Uh, but yeah, he'll just bring out the pieces. Sorry, what side did she say she wanted to be?
Black.
Black, yeah. Jacob always ends up being white side. I'm not sure if people are doing that deliberately or not.
No. It wasn't a deliberate thing on her part.
I know Robin is. um, but yeah, Jacob will just begin setting up. Um, the thing we had for this, the two roles I've seen for this, or the three I've seen for this, are you either use wits or intelligence, then you either roll academics or enigmas. But Jacob just begins setting up. As he's kind of setting up, he'll just say, "Yeah, I used to play chess. I've always played chess a fair bit. It's kind of interesting. I like it. I guess it's like noughts and crosses. Now it's a game with finite outcomes because there's only 64 squares on the board. But it's a lot more complex, and I guess because it likes to mirror, it likes to mirror military conflict. I always found it quite fun.
I learned how to play chess when I was young. My dad taught me. It was a nice way to pass the time and really work your brain because it's all about strategy and making the right moves. Because if you make the wrong one, then you just can lose the whole game. And kind of mirrors real life time. She actually chuckles and laughs at that. Not only like just of the irony of chess mirroring real life, but also of the memory of her dad. So
Oh, what was your dad like?
harsh but fair. But I was an only child for the most part. Uh, Alana grew up with me, uh, but she was treated like Metis would normally be treated in a traditional Fiona Sept. Um, but I wasn't allowed to really associate with her, but he had to be strong because my ma is a Philodox. And but he always made sure that I knew my worth and how proud he was of me of everything that I did. And I still hear from him. I hear from both of my parents at times, but they've been busy over there trying to make sure that Tara doesn't completely fall apart with the lack of manpower that they have to protect themselves because all of their extra resources and time has been going to the hellhole over in Scandinavia. Last time I saw my mom, she lost an arm. But as far as I know, they're both still alive. I believe Ma got the position of truth catcher over there.
Oh, congratulations to her then. You want me to make me a quick perception entry real quick? Actually, I'm going to see if we can set this up in a dice roll. Let me do that.
Sure, I can do that.
There you go. Roll dice roll.
Werewolf dice roller. The tea is great indeed.
It's great. The promised name strides forth.
Oops. 4 for me. Oh, 3 successes.
It's kind of something you pick up from like kind of the conversation. Maybe it kind of comes to you like as in a sort of like glimmer of revelation, or if it's just something you're kind of picking up on as this conversation continues. But Jacob's been fairly careful in what he's been saying to you. Like if you view kind of their conversations like a tree that can branch off into a million different places. He's been picking fairly specific routes of conversation. I wouldn't say is to pluck information from you because that makes it sound rather mean and manipulative, which isn't really the intent or purpose. Perhaps
just to see how forthcoming she would be with.
It's not even necessarily about forthcoming. Rather, it's like he's trying to learn more about her, which is with 3 successes. Saoirse would probably find it a little bit interesting in its own right because he hasn't really, in spite of all the time that she's been here, like both Jacob and Saoirse have been.
They've only been in a handful of situations and conversations together. This is really like maybe their second one-on-one conversation that they've ever had, and the first one to just really chit chat and catch up on events. Like,
yeah, and before that was when Saoirse showed up in the Amazon, so they were just meeting and greeting, really.
Exactly.
So it's kind of interesting that he seems to be picking this time to get to know you.
Right. Well, I mean, it makes sense to her because she's she's no longer under the influence of anybody else but herself for the most part. And she's had a rough go of it lately, so it makes sense. And she's decided to stop like she's decided to put aside whatever they had before and just really try and get to know Jacob as a person and work with him as a fellow Adrian. And just, she believes that she can't afford to hate him for no reason. So there's just, yeah. So um she's not really hiding too much of her expressions or intent. She just really is trying to be friendly and get to know him. So uh she's got her done face on, like she's just kind of done with everything and fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want.
Yay.
So, but yeah, she doesn't mind the line of questioning, so to speak, that Jacob has used. Um, and she's fine to be hang out with him. She's actually finding that she's enjoying spending this time with him, so that's good too. Um, and it's nice for both of them to just kind of relax just a little bit amongst all the chaos that's happening. But yeah.
Yeah, this Jacob kind of sets up the board. He just says, "I apologize if I've been a bit of a bore. I've never really been a social person, particularly now. When I'm not performing my duties as a gyro, I'm usually working in the precinct. Don't really have a lot of free time anymore. Gets tiring." Actually, as he says that, you do notice Jacob, like gyro are tough. They last a long time. But working what is effectively 2 full-time jobs is pretty fucking tiring. Jacob definitely has a little bit of wear and tear on him based on that. It's not enormous, but you can kind of detect the hints of like, well, what would normally be utterly undoable for a regular person has just left him a little bit tired or drowsy or not where he'd like to be. Just maybe struggling a little bit in places.
Mm-hmm.
At least I'm done with my phases of just collapsing into people's arms now. Jesus.
Sisha will she'll just smile to Jacob, like, and actually give a somewhat genuine, as much of a genuine smile as she can muster. But he can tell that the conversation that they've had and stuff has helped her mood a little bit today. So, which is good. If you want, if they don't, I don't think that they have really much else to discuss. So we could probably just end the scene with them playing chess if you'd like.
Yeah, can roll to see who wins if you want.
Sure. What do I roll?
The truest PvP. Just roll the highest of your intelligence or wits plus your academics or enigmas.
Okay, they're both I think they're all the same, but let me
In which case, it's fine.
look at my actual dice.
Oh man, Jacob's good at chess, as it turns out.
Oh, I don't know if she can beat that. Let's see. I mean, she has enough
I've,
dice to try to beat it, but
yeah, I think she can with Jacob. If from what little I recall of Sisha's dice ball, I think she can at least.
she does have eidetic memory, so does that help her at all?
Not really. That's about recording information, right? It's not really about strategic thinking.
Oh no.
All that does is help you recall information. Doesn't help you like be a better chess player or think in a more um, intelligent or logical fashion. If you had something like logical thinking, or what's it called? Like one of those merits, like concentration, not concentration, but there's one called like coldly logical. Something
Yeah,
like
no,
that might have helped.
she doesn't have that. Um,
I'm not sure whether lightning calculator would have helped. It's a fairly liberal use of it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
She matched it.
Oh, she mashes it?
Yep.
That's very interesting. So they stalemate.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's fantastic.
Jacob looks at the board, and his face is fairly flat. Like he's almost unsurprised, and he just says, "This is the fifth time I've stalemated with someone in the past week and a half." What is it with my play in stalemates? Am I just being too defensive?
I'm not sure. She kind of looks at the board a little bit curiously herself, like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh. Always around for another game if you want.
All right, let's go for another game.
Oh, damn, okay. We'll switch sides. Maybe that'll break the tie. I rarely find that it does, but I mean, Jacob just kind of trails off. Like, you're like, oh my god, why do I keep stalemating? Silent frustration.
Right. All right.
Oh.
We only got 2 successes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god!
It's always as if the game of chess is not really meant to be decided by D10 rolls.
I mean,
we could just
right,
keep rolling until we see
so
who gets more successes.
yeah,
to decide the game.
let's do that. Like,
Otherwise,
nah,
I think this is gonna take a while.
no successes.
Okay, Jacob gets a leg up in the latter half.
Okay, yep, he wins the next one.
Yeah. How does she play actually? Like, what pieces does she favor? Like, is she aggressive, defensive, likes to structure the board, likes to trade, that sort of thing? Oh, hello.
Hmm.
I was just asking out a character. How does Saoirse play? Like, is she aggressive, defensive? Does she like to structure her board? Does she like to trade pieces? That sort of thing.
She probably a combination like of a bit more defensive, and she likes to structure.
Mm.
So, but she's taking notes on what like how to change up her strategy next time when playing against Jacob. That is where eidetic memory does come in handy.
Yeah, Jacob.
She can remember every move that was made.
Jacob makes quite a lot of use of it. Makes adequate use of his knights fairly heavily. They're not usually in trading or getting rid of pieces. Rather, he usually uses them to kind of force the king to move around the board. And to kind of break up the pawn structure that kind of occurs during the mid game. He uses them to take out pawns in the back, so he can push up his pawn line. He finds that often he doesn't like trading his pawns too much. He always tries to keep one pawn alive. That's one thing I always notice. He always keeps one alive, and it's obvious every time it's obvious what he intends to do with it. He always wants to get that one pawn to the end of the board. A lot of his strategy seems to be based around getting his kind of queen and rooks to trap the king once he's forced it to move with the knights. he doesn't like to trade too much. As I said, he doesn't like trading his pawns too much, but he doesn't seem to shy away from it either. Like, he's not a kamikaze player, but he's not someone who's structures the board super heavily. He kind of takes trades where he can find them, and then kind of keeps his knights and his rooks fairly safe. He doesn't mind trading his queen away, but he does mind trading his rook away.
Yay! I can see my sheet again.
That's cool.
I wasn't able to see my sheet because it had been too long without a new post. Because I don't. Yeah. When you go too long without a new post, for some reason the sheet disappears from regular view. Because I keep track of everything in spoilers, I don't make a lot of new posts. I haven't needed to keep track of renown because I've been capped forever. So.
Yep.
But anyway, so
I hate your life.
Yeah, I was right on the dice pool anyway. 5 dice. Yep. Okay.
So Jacob yeah, you see Jacob briefly look at the spaces around the king, like his eyes kind of flutter around your side of the board. I finally got you. I'm surprised. I expected you to be a more aggressive player.
She kind of smiles a little bit, and it had been a while since I played, so I was taking the time to get more practice in and gauge how you play. Next time will be a little bit more. You'll see maybe a different strategy out of me next time.
Jacob, Jacob has a slight smirk on his face. He's not sure whether to believe that statement, like whether that's. He understands that at least part of it is genuine. Part of it's not sure if she's trying to save a bit of that pride. Just because reasons, and Garo likes to do that, and he always finds it funny because the last person he faced tried to save their pride too. So he there's a bit of a competitive smirk on his face. He just says, "I look forward to it." Have I? I think I've lost one game. I lost one game to Robin, but I beat her in the best of. I need to play with Garm, I think, next. And yeah, Sam as well. We could even hold a little tournament of it.
Oh, that could be very interesting. We have ourselves a little Garu chess tournament.
At least when we have the time.
Maybe we get some of a few of these problems squared away, we can do that while we're waiting for more problems to present themselves. Because we don't get much of a break.
That's true.
There's always something. But we do have lull periods sometimes that last a little, a week or two maybe. So maybe during one of those periods we can do a bit of fun and have a chess tournament.
Would be nice, I think. Oh, roll out of tea. Guess what happens when you spend like 2 hours playing chess, huh?
It is. But I probably should get back my duties. But it's been a nice break, and I look forward to hanging out with you again. Sorry I didn't give you much of a chance in the past.
That's on me as well, to be honest. Like, time and work and, if I'm being honest, politics as well. I didn't have a ton of time for the Seekers as a whole.
She'll nod. I can understand that. But hopefully better times will lie ahead. And this is and Jacob will get this is probably the first positive statement she's made about anything in several weeks. So which is a good sign.
Better times it is.
And with that, she will head out and return to her guardian duties.
Before she heads out, Jacob will catch his Sisha will catch his hand on her shoulder quick as she kind of goes to part. Oh yeah, one last thing.
What is it?
I know this is a little bit. I'm sorry if it's a little bit patronizing. But if you're ever feeling upset and just need someone to call off with, give me a ring. I'm always down for a chat.
She'll nod. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Anytime. And he will let her go and just say, "Sit around the block, Sisha."
You will.
Yep, and he'll just go back to packing up his things and just wave her off as she goes back to her duties. And with that, I think we can end the scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you all next time.